Good morning. Our hand today is going to be 7-8 of diamonds. We are under the gun. We open raise. Our early position stat here looks like that 8-7 is not in it. I added it because I'm still, sometimes I do the 8-7, sometimes I do 7-6, sometimes I add fives. Just kind of depends on how I'm feeling the table. And this table seems to be mostly tight, so I'm just going to go ahead and open it up a little bit. Add fives, add 7-6, add 8-7. Those are definitely probably hands that I would play EP2 or EP3. It has it on there. EP2 has 8-7, but not fives and so forth. So those hands I open raised, and we get two callers here, folds around, and we see a flop. So with the two callers, they're both of them are fairly tight. This guy's tighter than the other. We've got in mid position 13%, early positions 5%. 3-bet range is 3% total, so 5 out of 164. Pre-flop call 0 out of early position, 9%. 3 out of 34 in mid position. That player looks something probably like this. Calling with pocket pairs, maybe not all of them, but definitely heavy on pocket pairs, probably calling to see if he's going to flop trips. And then he's got his broadways and some suited connectors. The next player is going to be a little bit looser. Again, 3-bet, 1 out of 132. He's looking pretty tight. Pretty tight with the 3-bet. Pre-flop call for mid positions, 29%. He's looking a little bit better. That's 10 out of 34. Could be that he's just had some opportunity here to make the call. Just general notes. We've got a 3-bet range of kings plus, 4-bet range of kings, called 2-bet from blinds and so forth. So here, I think we can probably just go kings plus is his 3-bet. But the first limper, we have 3-bet of queens and kings, and ace king suited. So I think queens plus ace king would be more appropriate to him. So we've got almost 9% for the first guy, 13% for the second guy, and we're going to go see a flop of king jack 10. So we are out of position against two players on a flop that really should hit us. Really should. When we look at drawing situations, let's just go ahead and get everything out of here. We've got flush draw, we got open ender, we got 2-card, 1-card open ender. We've got gut shots that we could play. That's 53%. That means it's leaving with 25%. So C bet of 75% here. So we can just look at 2-pair plus. We've got some overpairs. Overpairs are fitting into these gut shots. Overpairs are fitting into gut shots. Top pairs are fitting into gut shots. All of those things, and it's kind of a mix between value and bluff. But I think this is probably definitely what we're targeting. The thing that we're concerned with are like this 2-card gut shot here with 8-7. I don't think that's worth it to bet. You're at the bottom end of it. You're at the bottom end of that 2-card of that gut shot. If we catch a 9, any queen's going to beat us, so I don't think we're going to be betting with that. The 9s that we have, I think, are okay. Any ace is going to beat us, but I still think we're good in terms of our range versus their range. So we have a lot of Broadway. I don't think these guys do. This guy more so than this guy, but I think this is a possibility. Those are kind of the hands where we could bet. So that means then that we're dealing with like checks of all of this other stuff. So what happened? So what we're going to do is just kind of X these out. I don't know if I bet. I checked it. So we're going to X these out. That's a gut shot. Still. It's still a gut shot, so we don't have those. Ten nine. Don't have those. So we got all of those pocket pairs. Minus the nines. And we're going to take those out. So that's basically what we have, just a bunch of pocket pairs along with, oops. Oh, that was the wrong guy. I was trying to figure out what the heck's going on here. Yeah, so we're going to pocket pair less than the board. Actually, let's X these out and see if this will work. That's it. That's going to be your checking range. And they both check. So this guy, I think sets, he can donk here. I think straight's going to check here. I think set's probably going to check. Two pairs probably going to check. So we're going to give him basically leave his entire range. Is this second guy here that, you know, everyone checked behind? I think straight bets, and I think set bets, and I think two pair bets. Top pair probably bets, so I'm going to put him something like that. Just kind of betting because everyone else checked. Okay, so betting those and everyone else checked. So we've narrowed some ranges. I'm still kind of weak with my checking range. Seven of clubs hits. We checked once. I think we check 100% of our range again. Villain 6 checks and villain 7 checks. So now once it went check check, I think that second guy is going to probably check all of his straights and his flushes. I'll still leave the set. Maybe he's tight and passive. Actually, I'm going to add the straights in there. I'm going to say flush is probably betting. But he's got everything else. This guy checks. Again, I think the flush bets. I think straights and sets now are going to be checking here. So we're just going to go ahead and add all of that. And for us, I think that was appropriate for checking. And then two of clubs hits, and that's just bad for us as far as I'm concerned. How it ran out, we gave up our C bet, and then I think it's appropriate to check again. And now on the river, we haven't shown any aggression. I think we check again, and both players check. So, you know, 3 in a row. At this point, I don't think this villain's going to be checking. He's definitely not going to be checking his ace, the nut flush. Oops. So we could do that. So we can take out the nut flush on there. He could have everything else because he could be scared of everything else. And this guy, same thing. I assume that he would bet his nut flush to try to get some value. Maybe he goes for a queen high flush as well, since he's in position. That's about it. So you can see based on all the other hands, I'm sitting with the worst of it, or almost the worst of it, at 28%, 28.6%. So we see showdown, and both of them had low pocket pairs. And we talked about those low pocket pairs, you know, that it's definitely in their ranges where they're going to be playing these pocket pairs, hoping to hit trips and then try to take a stack. It fits with their percentages, you know, how tight they are and everything. So we're gonna go ahead, call under the gun 3 big blind RFI in we're just gonna say mid position with 5 of diamonds, 5 of spades. He is MP in 3-way, so he check on king of clubs, jack of hearts, 10 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 2 of clubs. All right, we're going to copy that, and we're going to take down this player too. We have a few more notes on him. So we've had him limp call in early position versus a button ISO with ace queen. He called, he overcalled 2.8 big blinds with sixes. And then he let out when he tripped up, and then he called and under the gun from hijack with ace king. And then he called 40% check check. So now this one, overcall, under the gun, 3 big blind, RFI, MP, maybe MP2 or something like that. Actually, that's in hijack. In hijack, with 3 of diamonds, 3 of spades, he is in position, 3-way, check. All right. So how do I think I played? I think I played okay. Obviously, we're going to be betting a lot. I think GTO might suggest we could be betting this. However, our range is wider than I think most of the players. It's wider than the first guy. It's about the same size as the second player. We can obviously have 8 kings. I don't think anyone else can have kings. I think those would have been 3 bets for them. But they could have had queens. They could have, you know, your ace queen, ace jack, king queen, king jack. It could have easily have had those types of hands. So it's just one of those things we need to pay attention to when we're deciding to c-bet. And here I thought, you know, out of those 2 players, surely someone's going to have something. We don't have anything. We're drawing to a gut shot at the low end of it. And we don't even have a backdoor flush draw. I think our check was appropriate. The fact that we won the hand was a little surprising, but it does match up that most of these guys' range is probably going to be composed of those pocket pairs. So if we wanted to be aggressive against these type players, we could easily c-bet 100%. That board's going to hit us a lot. We're going to have a top pair, we're going to have gut shots, and so forth. We could have easily 2 pairs, we could have trips. So maybe we could lead it there and they'll just fold. But I think the general play is just to go ahead and check this. And if someone bets, we're probably just going to have to fold. So hopefully you enjoyed this hand. I don't think it was too interesting, you could say. But hopefully you enjoyed it, and you can look tomorrow for another.